Hello and welcome to episode 6 of our Timberborn Update 6 Folktales playthrough here in Cycle 9 at day 18 at the start of a 6-day drought. Last time we cheated death with our water pump situation. I somehow thought it was a smart idea to try and build a large water pump when we are nowhere close to having treated planks, but we did end up getting these 3 built here. And then I put an emergency pump down here at the bottom, and even though a lot of the beavers are thirsty, you will note no one has died of thirst. I think we can count that as a win. On the other side of the needs spectrum here, we have food to the tune of 1,700 items, which is good. And we set up a couple things last time with the aquatic farm. We've got a grist mill that is unfortunately tied to the windmills that just kind of go whenever they feel like it. And we also have this tree farm starting. Of course, we're growing these pines for resin and these maples for syrup. But the oaks we're growing for wood. And right now we are having tons of wood. We're looking A-OK on that. And then up here we have the very controversial sluice gate system that we are most likely going to end up completely redoing. We just have to get a bunch of other stuff figured out. And I've got some ideas to actually automate this and have it not suck. Thanks to what we've learned in the live streams with the Iron Teeth, which we've been absolutely streaming our you-know-what's off for the past several days. I think we spent a total of, I don't know, between 15 and 20 hours on stream since this update dropped on Tuesday. It is currently Sunday evening as I'm recording this. So this video will be out on Monday for everybody, Beard Boosters, tonight on Sunday night. But suffice to say, we spent a lot of time playing with the Iron Teeth, not so much for the folktales, and I never really played these guys that much, so sometimes some of this stuff is not second nature to me. We're going to do our best to get stuff fixed a little bit better here. We also put in these water wheels. We've got the start of a kind of busted, in an endearing way, industrial area. Obviously, we do need to fix this, but we've got our work cut out for us as we continue going through here. So, since we're here, just monitoring our water situation, just want to make sure we don't screw this up. I am going to put another one of these water pumps back in here, just so we have something a little bit closer. But as time goes by, we're going to find ourselves in a better and better situation with the water. It's just one of those things that it's going to take some time to get back to where we really want to be, but it definitely could have been worse. So we will turbo speed through this, and let's have a chat about our sluice gates. So, on stream, if you haven't been watching the streams, don't blame me because they've been very long and it's kind of hard to catch up with all that, but we're having a good time. And what a couple people suggested we do with the sluice gates is kind of build a little bit of an irrigation pipe with these things, to where the output of the sluice gate here, it measures the water height on this side of the gate, not on the back side of the gate. And I was bemoaning that in these videos before, but the cool thing about this is since we have access to this thing, it doesn't matter how high up it's placed. It'll always go down to the ground from where it is. And what I did before, I guess I could just show you guys while we're sitting here talking about it in a place they can't actually build on, so I don't get myself in trouble. So say right here, actually we'll just go off to the side so they can't actually build this. But say we build a little discharge right here, pretend this is a dam, and then we want to have this come down here. What we could actually do is build ourselves a little box right here. Let's see. Yeah, build a box right here. So when this box fills up, this sluice gate, as long as we have this downstream depth gauge set right, this sluice gate will reach this height and then it will shut off. So what we can do now, because of the way that the physics of the game have changed, we can place levees on top of platforms. So by doing this, we can kind of create a pipe with a cap on it. So what we end up doing, just to rebuild this whole thing in a way that we can all see this, let's pretend that this is going to be the outlet of a reservoir, into a reservoir. So we'd put a sluice gate here, and then on the top of this, what we'd end up doing, have this up to just say whatever height, put a sluice gate up here, You'll notice I am running this turbo speed through the drought so we can have our water continue to increase. Everything else is fine. There's no need to worry about anything. We're just making good use of our time here. Say the reservoir is behind this. What we would end up doing is increasing our height of these things like so. And then, because we can put stuff on top of the platforms, we create kind of a ceiling here by doing this. And now, the area, obviously this is heavily condensed scale-wise to just illustrate the concept, but the area behind this sluice gate now would be completely watertight up until it gets to here at this sluice gate. And if we go ahead and we set the maximum downstream depth at, say, 4.95, that's basically this entire column filled up. This will shut off. And this sluice gate will have water behind it to release. And if this one is set to go automatically, say we have a reservoir, just for simplicity's sake, we have a reservoir right here. When this reservoir is full, this will shut, and this one will also shut. So you have kind of like a vestibule in a building where you have the automatic doors going to the outside and then to the inside, but there's the space in between, so that the air-conditioned air inside the building, or heated air, depending on the season, doesn't leave, and the weather outside doesn't come in. That's basically what we'd be creating here. And the reason I have this illustrated out here now is because this is exactly what we could do here to get the water down. Obviously, it would be a much larger scale project because there's a bigger height involved. But if we were to redo this, and a couple of you guys had criticized, okay, this needs to be... yeah, this needs to be released. Let's just run this real quick so we don't lose all of our crops. I needed to probably keep a little bit more attention on this. But if we did this here, we kind of reconfigure how this thing is set up, then I think we're going to be in really good shape. Just kind of stepping down slowly, like once here, and then maybe once in the corner here, and then a big one down here. That would basically fully automate with the sluice gates, and it wouldn't be quite as simple of a solution as what I've done here, but this is the basic idea we're going for. I think this would be very successful. I think we should do it, and I think that is going to solve most of our problems. So we'll just get rid of that so they don't accidentally build it whenever they get over here. But yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be our good solution to this, and we can just start by trying to level this out. We have a lot of wood, so we know we can make up for whatever space we aren't going to be able to fill in or blast out because we don't have dynamite. We can just build out of wood. Now that would be a long-term solution. We're probably not going to be able to do that today just because of the scale of the project, but I do think that's going to be a smart idea. I know we're letting a whole lot of water out here, but it's going to be okay. Gonna be okay. I want to make sure that this isn't completely full for when we start doing our reconstruction here. So I do want to redo this at the very least. I know we have the resources to do it, with the exception of the metal, because that has been paused. But I will unpause this so that can get started just as soon as it has power, and we'll just make sure we can take care of everything here. Look, this water level is so low because of all the splashing. This really is not an ideal scenario. So the thing that we would fix by doing the, I guess, tiered sluice gate system would be the random surging that we were having to do right here, because it would be much more controlled. Look at this. We're already up to 400 water. See, I told you we were going to be fine. I saw in the comments a couple of you guys were really stressed out about the water situation, but we fixed it. It's okay. There's no need to worry about it. We are looking okay. So now I have let all of the water out that needs to be out. This is going to go away. These sluice gates are also going to go away. They'll come grab all these pieces, and as the water comes through here, our problems will start to become solved. So what I'm going to do instead, how this is currently set up, I'm going to make our little sluice gate system. That is rotated the wrong way. That's going to irritate me if I don't fix that. I'm going to build 4 of them here. And yes, this little bridge is going to go away. But I'm going to build 4 of these here. And we're going to take advantage of this space we have to kind of make a little box, if you will. And this will be the new outlet of how we have this set up. And the reason these are at the bottom is because we are going to, again, like I said, use this whole tiered system. Now, we're going to have these at the bottom here, but as we... Did that seriously not go up? Alright, that needs to be rotated. It really doesn't, but as this goes up, I am going to have a second set at the top, or maybe I'll just cap this off with floodgates. Who knows? We've got some exciting new opportunities to find ourselves using. But this guy right here is going to be real easy for us to just kind of wall this off. It's not going to be the most beautiful thing ever, but it is going to work. We're going to make kind of like a secondary thing here, just so this is the same height, so this fills up the way we want it to, and we just need to make sure that everything is being installed in the correct fashion here. So this is going to come out, I'm probably, yeah, this will be okay. This will be okay right here. We just need to make sure we have enough metal. So that this is going to have to be a multi probably episode build overall, but I think it's going to be very much worth it. We just have to be able to get everything built the way we want it to get built. Be a little bit of a challenge at first, but as long as we keep everything set up correctly, we're going to be good. So what we're going to do here is this needs to be set to, I guess we'll keep this at 1.9 probably. See what the height looks like on that. We can actually, if we do it this way, we can actually keep this this bridge here, and that's going to be good. But we'll just, because we don't have the dynamite, we'll just kind of follow this along this way. We have so many logs we can't even use all of them. Let those guys take care of all that stuff. We still have empty beds. We still have jobs that have not been filled. So we do need to get a couple more beavers going, but I think that's probably more of a function of just increasing the quality of life than it is building more houses. This guy's got broken teeth, or is he just injured? Okay, so we can go ahead, so we have the science. We'll go ahead and unlock the medical beds. And we'll just put a couple of these guys in here, because we do have one incapacitated beaver. Just get those going before too long. Nice and easy process. And of course, the rest of this does have to get built, but they are going to take their sweet time to do it, I am absolutely sure. Nothing really terribly wrong with that. We do have plenty of time, and we're not in danger of flooding anything. So, but once, the main idea is, once this is done, then we will have one additional capacity for water, additional defense against bad water, and we won't have to worry quite as much about this drying out. But one thing we do need to do before we have a bad tide is we need to also have diversion set up in here, even if it's not sluice gates. Depending on how fast we can make metal, we might be able to make it work with sluice gates, but I do want to segment out a little bit of a drain here, or at least have this reservoir kind of set up differently. Gonna depend on how fast we can make metal, but at the very least we can do this before it gets to here. These trees might die, but that is one of the occupational hazards that we find ourselves with here. Just kind of have to make sure that whatever needs to get done gets done, and that we can keep all of our jobs filled. So for right now, this is... I really should just unlock these larger lodges, but I kind of like the small ones like this. Let's put 2 here. By 2, I mean I will put in a platform and then another one of these lodges on top, flipped like that, and then we can actually use these decorations, these roofing decorations right here, and just pop those on top. That's going to take care of all of these guys. And then you know the drill. Same old. We'll pop that here and here. That'll get both of those. And then here and here as well. We'll get all of these. we got the opportunity to do some cool stuff. Just got to make sure that we do it. Everything else food-wise is looking fine. We have tons of capacity. We're really should not be worried at all about what gets built where or doesn't get built where. Just got to do our best to make sure that what we can get done is done, and that's that. I will go ahead and pop this in here. Pretty sure they should be able to build that. If not, then we'll figure it out. These levees can go away. Pick up all that stuff. I know that's going to release a little bit more water, and we're going to have some weird floods happen, but when they get all this... Oh, that's out of water. All right. Unpause. See? That problem went away real quick. Everything is peachy perfect. And we have all these trees growing here that can start getting cut down. Just have to make sure we have our prioritization going well. Yep, there we go. That's working. And these guys are getting pretty hungry. We do need to make sure that we don't have too many beavers running around to get up here. We just need to make sure we have metal involved at whatever cost. Yeah, so this is progressing about as well as it can. Let's grab these, and then I'll get rid of those stairs. So to get stuff out of here, obviously the best solution would probably be to just blast through here and have a diversion. But for right now, what we're working with is we have a lot of logs, and we can build levees. We just have to have a diversionary channel that can fit enough of this stuff to go out this way. So we just have to wall this, I guess, just wall this half off before we can have any other fancy thing. Remember, we can take all this stuff out. If it's ugly and we hate it, we don't have to live with it. We can just replace it somewhere else. But it is going to require us to kind of separate a decent portion of this entire thing. So that'll go there. Nice and easy. And then, of course, right here as well. So what's going to end up happening is this somewhere in the middle will need to be sluice gates, and we are going to have to prevent. Actually, I put this at the wrong height. I forgot this wasn't all there. All right. Well, guess what? I was wrong, and we're going to fix it. It's okay to make mistakes. You just have to know how to solve them before it causes problems. There we go. No problem, because none of it was built. We just need to leave space here. This is what I needed to be doing. Yeah, so we can use the terrain to our advantage here and build this out. So we box in our pumps. Yep, just like so. And then I know this is ugly, but never said it wasn't going to be. So that's going to work out just fine. I guess we probably won't need more than one or two sluice gates right here. So I will just pop those two right down there. And then we'll fill up the rest. Just like so. And we'll give them a path on top of this. To, oh, I missed a couple. So that'll take care of that side. Obviously it's going to become a bigger issue if we end up having to divert as soon as this next thing. But not going to be the end of the world. We just have to make sure the bad water doesn't come out this way first, right? So we'll let them build all this. I will make the sluice gates down here the biggest priority. I know they can't build it until they get these levees in place, but that's going to be our deal. I will deprioritize these because these are not the most important thing right now. The most important thing right now is that we finish this bit. Doesn't matter about this. We just have to make sure that we get everything else taken care of. Are these just logs? Okay, we got planks here too, but we don't have any planks to use, or we don't have any storage to use for the planks. Man, we got this stuff here too. All right, I'll tell you what. this right now can come in here, and they can grab these planks and these logs to build the rest of this stuff. Get this in place. Pretty sure. Yeah. See, there they go. There they go. Going to build these sluice gates, and we'll be one step closer. We probably will need to do this in chunks. So it's very likely, if this is going to be a bad tide coming up here at the end of cycle 10, what I will probably do is just close off this straight across here. So this entire thing would be bad water, but we protect the drinking water bit. What we need to do is make sure that we're continuing to increase our water storage, which we kind of are. But we need to get the rest of these things finished, including this, just building these 2 sluice gates, because we know we can build down from the top. But if I can get this little bit started, that's going to be going a whole long way. So that's looking good. Yeah, we need more beavers. Need more beavers. Got a lot of jobs. They're not really going as fast as I would have liked. They should not be cutting down these. Oh no, that was for a tapper shack. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. This we're not. Well, I have the science. I might as well go ahead and unlock this, but I think I better save it in case we need to get overhangs or something built in. But that's in place. This is just about done. Needs some metal blocks. This is making metal blocks very slowly because we don't have a lot of power. But that's another one of those things that we can, if we had planks, which we do, we can add another one of these windmills. So let's actually prioritize that. Get this stuff going. Check and see how many beavers we have working as builders. We got 4. For where we are now, that should work okay. Yeah, so this is still waiting for the metal blocks. If it doesn't have them, then it doesn't matter. Now let's go ahead and configure this. We need to just close above contamination. And there's not going to be any height thing for this. We just want it to be closed above contamination. That's it. Full stop. So that will be okay. Now, obviously later on we're going to change where these levees are going so it doesn't get divided quite this way, the way it is now. This is just a thing, insurance for if we get a if we get a bad tide. But once this one's taken care of, I think we'll be in good shape because we can start stockpiling water. These ones at the top cannot pump right now because of the way that we have this built, which is one of the reasons why I need to make sure these 2 sluice gates and then these levees are done, because then I can let the water come back in. We're operating off of our emergency pumps right now, which means what I should go ahead, I know this is probably driving you guys nuts. Bring on the angry comments, but I'll just pause these. We'll send these guys down here. And we'll just go back to the old setup we had. Trying to get everything else taken care of. We're making it work. Making it work. This one's getting there on construction. And then our metal will be able to get produced faster. And then, obviously, that's going to be a win for everyone else involved. Yep, so the 2 sluice gates are in. These levees will have to go in. And then, depending on what shows up next, I will either rush completion of this and seal this off, or we'll keep building. Because if it's a drought, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter that we don't have a lot of water stored up, but we will be able to fix it more than we had been fixing it in the past. Alright, so these are both turned off, of course. So that can't really be doing much of anything. But I was worried about these 2 sluice gates first before anything else, because I want to make sure that we can start the process of getting this done. Yeah, that one in here. And then I will take these paths out. Well, I can already start taking the paths out. This one's just about done. Somebody else bringing the stuff in. Yep, there we go. And that one is finished, which means I will manually close these for right now, just so this can hold the tiniest bit of water. And they're not going to be working on this. So, well, they actually could, if we felt like it. And we haven't gotten that warning yet, so I'll tell you what. I know, driving more and more people insane the way I do this, but we're going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Don't need to worry yet. The worrying comes later, and we have a 3-day window to make it go away. So these are now operating. So we have 4 of these. That should be enough to get our water stocks back up. Food is still looking perfectly fine. No problems whatsoever. We haven't built the roofing yet, but that's okay. Those can come at any point later and still be perfectly fine. Alright, and it is a drought, so we no longer need to worry about building these quickly. Instead, we need to worry about building these, and then also building right here. So I will go ahead, get rid of those stairs so they can't get down, and then we will replace this with a wall of levees. And then we'll fill this up. And the good thing is, during the drought, we can still keep building this. And it's going to be perfectly fine. No cause for concern. We'll just get this taken care of. And then they can grab this from up top. Not going to be worried about that. Alright, and this one should be, hopefully sometime soon they'll get that started, and then we can begin building the water back up. And then, of course, keep building this, but all of this stuff does take time. I will close this. It's not going to let me close it that much. Yeah. That's fine. I thought maybe it would work, but no. Alright, now it's time to build this. Build this levee immediately. There we go. And the log storage right here is coming in clutch. Very, very clutch. There we go. Now, what we can do, we can close this a little bit, let the water build up. Got 1.6 days. It should not overtop this, because we're going to have a lot more capacity as it goes up. And if it does, then, well, that's, okay, it's absolutely going to. Yeah, it's fine for now. Yeah, what we need to do is we need to get these built. Yeah, so that's going to be our biggest priority now, is getting those in the last day. Which is going to take a little bit of time, because they're going to have to come up these stairs and go all the way down. But this water level is holding mostly steady at the height that it was when I reopened it. It is going down a little bit. But we will get this stuff taken care of. It's going to be fine, folks. Going to be A-okay. Yeah, let's build this up again as much as we can. 0.4 days. Yep, let a little bit out. We'll just keep on gaming the system here. It's not going to be completely done, but we're going to be okay. We'll be absolutely fine. So this is open. It's surging a little bit. I'll go ahead and close it. Period, point blank. End of the pre-drought, and now it's just a drought. So, as a result of what's happening now, we have no power for our gears or our planks, so I'm going to save labor and just pause these, and we can focus on constructing these parts of the levees and then also these diversionary things. We almost have enough metal to do 2 more of the sluice gates, maybe over here. So depending on how we want to do this, The ones in the middle of the middle of the reservoir can absolutely be at the bottom with no problems, because these are only opening if the contamination is low enough. These ones over here, I wanted a lower set. I know we just had a conversation about the low is bad on the sluice gates. Well, it's not that the low is bad, as you guys have pointed out in the comments. It's that you have to use the right things for the right purposes. So sluice gates are great if you need to have a lot of water come out at one time. They're not great as the only method of water coming out, unless you have a very specific system put in place like what we are trying to build here with the stepped levees. So the advantage on that one of having the sluice gates at the bottom is that if you step it down the right way, then it's perfect. It is a wonderful and beautiful and amazing way of getting water down in the exact manner you want it. Or you could just put floodgates in, like we used to forever, and that probably also works just fine. But that's not exactly exciting now, is it? Yeah, so we have water stored up. We got 7 days. 7 days. We are pumping from out of here now, but we don't have to do that because we have water up here. So I'm going to move the water pumpers upstairs. We'll turn these off so this water doesn't go out as fast. This is looking good here. I decided I wasn't going to replant these because we were going to turn this into chestnuts for harvesting. But they did kind of start spreading on their own anyway. So this is for harvesting from trees. This is for growing trees. And these, yeah, they're going to be fine. It is going to be a problem, though, when we have a bad tide. They might end up killing these trees. Well, it will end up killing the trees, but I don't anticipate that's going to be too big of a problem early on. Farms are running out of things to do. I could research the large warehouse, but we're not making the planks fast enough for that to be viable. And also we have 50 beavers. We're not really, we're not exactly hurting for food capacity, so this is okay as it is. Beavers are building this. They should be able to get done, but I don't think this needs to be the biggest priority anymore, just because, well, it's, the water level's not going to go up for another 6.5 days. So probably what we should be focusing on instead is this downstream that we originally started working on, because this will affect us in the more immediate future. We know we got at least, from this point, we got at least 20 in-game days before a bad tide can arrive, which is when we would have to address this area. But we'll get that taken care of, all in due time. As of right now, these guys are doing their magic on top of all this. This will need to have, yeah, that's going to have to come out like this, and this will need to be up all the way to the wall, so to speak. So sluice gates all the way across. That's 20 metal. We have 9. We're going to continue making more, but they also aren't going to be building these right away. So this is a 2-block drop. And then this next one into this corner here, depending on how we want to do this, will be another one of maybe 2 or 3 blocks. And then we'll have another box out here at the bottom of the falls. Or, depending on how we want to do it, we could just have a box in the bottom of this and then just build this all the way up to this level. We also could have built it all the way up to this level if we really felt like it. This whole thing would fill up. We would have, you know what? We don't need to make it super complicated. I don't think. Yeah, I think, you know what? You know what? Let's just do that. Let's just keep our... Holding shift keeps the thing up. No, it doesn't. Only in certain circumstances. But we can... all we have to do is just have sluice gates down here at the bottom. At, say, right here. Maybe I'll just put those 4 right like that. Yeah, and then we just have to have this built up in the side of the cliff here. See, look at this. This is going to be a lot of wood to build this, but we're going to have a nice Nice capacity. All the way to that height. Not right there. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And since the sluice gate's at the bottom, that is going to just make it basically the same as not having anything there in the first place, unless it's closed, and then this builds up. But as soon as this is full here, then that will turn this into a stop, and then that should work out quite nicely. That also means these don't need to be here, but this bit does, and we will have to probably just build this like so. Yep. And then that inner side of the corner we don't need to worry about. Yeah, look at this is a mega engineering project is what this is. So how we get across this is we do a little bit of that. And then we do a little bit of that. And then a little bit of that. And then just drag this all the way across. All the way across. All the way across. This little bit here in the corner can go away. And then, of course, all of this in due time comes all the way across. Is this insanity for a very small population to build? Yes. But it's going to be cool. It's going to be very cool. Too bad I can't make a giant piece of art to put on the front of this. That would be cool. But for right now, we have a need for a little bit more water to get released. So we will open this just a touch. Make sure we're going to not have our plants be completely dried out. Just imagine this being completely full and only releasing water when it has to. And we don't have to worry about it. That would be nice. Very, very convenient. Yeah, we still got hungry beavers. We got plenty of food over here, guys. Eat up. Make it work. Yeah, I'll take this into 2 times speed. Should be fine. And then now I will pause that. Just wanted to make sure we had enough water in here so these crops don't die off. But also so that we don't send any water through this dam. Water situation is still looking fine. We've got a couple days worth. I will turn these back on at the end of the drought. I'm trying to avoid having too much at any given time. See, these guys are going to be they're going to be working hard. Then we can help them out by putting in. Yeah, remember the staircase that I took out because I said we didn't need it? Yeah, we're going to put that back in down here so they can build from the bottom up. And then, of course, all of these, well, some of these can end up coming back over here to help build a little piece at a time. These builders are going to be busy, busy, busy beavers. So we can give them a little bit of help by having some strategic storage of logs. So I've got one here. Wouldn't hurt for us to have one here. Of course, all these have to get built first, of course. Put one there, and then here I don't have a spot for. But if I wanted to make it difficult for the beavers, I could... oh, I could put one right here. Actually, that would work pretty well. Because we have all of these guys cutting down trees. Just gotta make it work. Alright, so we'll turbo through the rest of this real quick. These guys will take all sorts of log storage and put that where it goes. Look at that. Our water is continuing to go up slightly in cycles. Still have enough. Considering we were down to basically 0 in the last episode, I think that could be considered a success. 5 days left in the drought. Still plenty of water here. Everything is working out nicely. Make sure these are set correctly. Close above downstream depth. I'll say 0.9. That'll work out. And then these, I think we can leave. Actually, no, if we say 0.9, if we say 0.9, these will never shut off. If these are dams, this has to be, I think 0.65 should work. Let's get some water out of here because this is dry. Get that taken care of. Pause that again. Just in increments. Yeah, that should work out. Should work. Oh, I didn't want that to come out this side. Yeah, we're going to want to replace these with levees and sluice gates, I'm 90% sure. Everything takes time, though. Just got to be able to get it done. They are building, funnily enough, some of this already. Even though I didn't say they needed to build that. That's, it's fine. It's fine. We'll get the builders to do builder stuff. The main thing I was worried about was diverting bad tide, and we didn't have to worry about that this time because we didn't have a bad tide. Alright, so metal blocks in here, no longer in here. Those are being stored where? Or I guess they're bringing them down for these sluices. Okay, so that one has 4. Okay, they're working on it. They're working on it. One piece at a time. Now we're actually caught up on our jobs available versus beavers available. So that's good progress. We do still have 3 empty beds. We probably... Good, we have lots of haulers. That's good to see. We've got logs stored here, so the builders should be able to build this stuff a lot quicker now that this is all in place. Not having to worry about it as much. I think they're probably still building this. Yeah, because that's that was what was first. So we'll give them this a little bit less so they can start working on the rest of everything. Yeah, I think that's gonna be what. Yeah, we wanted this for sure, and then we wanted this bit for sure. This triple platform we probably need to get built before they can do too much of anything else. And then this one as well. But this little bit at the bottom here is just waiting on a little bit more metal. And we have 10, we have 11, so we can build 2 more of these before we're going to be out of metal. See, everything just takes a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time, it ends up being okay in the end. The streams have really been a huge help for me learning / relearning how some of this stuff works. They're keeping me honest over there. And the benefit of this series from that is going to be immense once we can actually get everything else taken care of. Got a lot of wood stored up. We've got plenty of trees in the process of being grown and ungrown. Can't forget to plant our chestnuts here. Is this in range? Yes, it is. Tapper Shack is going to also have to have a gatherer's flag for the chestnuts, but we'll not have any problem replacing all those. Yeah, we'll just keep our eyes peeled for that. See, here we go. We're making a little bit of progress. It just takes time. I do see the water going down to about 100. This is... Oh, that's because these are completely out. So we will turn these back on. It is only 1.4 days left in the drought, so that's okay. I'll open this, let a little bit more water in. Just make sure we're not letting too much in at once until we have everything else taken care of. Again, don't want the water to come out this side. Damming this up is going to be a much long... Oh, here it comes. Going to be a much longer process, but we'll be okay. Just got to make it happen. 1 day left. See, we're down to 48, but not to worry. These guys are right here. Super convenient. Making plenty of water. That is just fine. Just fine. And they're almost done with this side, which is good. These trees are looking fine. No reason to not have them here until they die from bad water. Just wanted to try and get as many trees planted as we can. But this is still fine for a wood farm for where we are right now. We also have these we can keep our tabs on here. Yeah, just make sure that's good to go. Lots and lots of building, folks. Lots of building. Once they're done with that, then they should stop building on this side because these are deprioritized. Yeah, this whole thing's deprioritized and they can't get to the rest of this, so they should start building our little dam here. And this is now empty. Let's open it. Let that splash back down. And I think for right now, I will just I'll just leave this in auto because now we're going to have water coming back in. So that should not be a problem. Make sure we're going to be all good there. Yeah, I don't anticipate that this will be done before the next drought or bad tide. It could be, depending on how fast our builders work, but I'm not going to hold my breath. These guys are not going to be able to do that much that quickly. If we had built scaffolding or on the inside, maybe at a couple different levels, it's possible it could have been done. But yeah, it's not going to be... See, this is already closed because it's higher than 0.65 on auto mode. And now it says open. No, now it says closed. Yeah, so that's what we want. We want it to flow through here, but we don't want it to be completely stopped. So we're gonna have to fiddle with the numbers once this is finished. Just takes a little bit of time. A little bit of time. Yeah, water situation. Well, once we have it high enough here, water situation is going to substantially improve. But these are more of like the, hey, we have a lot of water, come get some, versus this right here for right now, until we can have the large water pump later on just being the default option. We got enough water for a couple days. We're looking fine. We're looking okay. But now they can actually they can get all this stuff in place. They just need one more plank, one more metal block. We can turn these back on. Right now I don't need that many gears, so I will leave that off. But now that I have gears, I can actually come over here and build. Yeah, I can build this back here. And I know this is far away, but we're going to have a lot more room for buildings here. And eventually we will have to have a separate district for all this. For the time being, though, we're not that worried about it. Now we are going to start running into issues of flooding. Unless I have this set up just a little higher. There we go. 8.5. That'll keep this open enough where this is not going to flood. Or it shouldn't. Yep, see, there we go. Still let water through. No issues there. And they should be able to build this. Yeah, if they can come in from a bunch of the different sides now, this should be not that slow of a process. Should be able to get it done. And I feel like I should be doing so much more with the food, but honestly, the food's been fine this entire time. We haven't had any issues. We just need the beavers to stop being thirsty. Because they have plenty of food to eat and water to drink. Yep. We have maple syrup ready to go, so you know what? I might as well. We have access to the stuff. I might as well just go ahead and do this. Put in a couple of warehouses, or I guess just one warehouse would be fine. I'm gonna not grow food here. I think we decided that was unnecessary. So this can be the pine resin, which is, I always forget where it is in these. Here it is. Then we need a tank for, well, okay, this is supposed to be for water, but we need a tank for the maple, which can go right here. Of course, all this stuff is going to be constructed much later than everything else going on here. But we're making it work. Making it work, making it work, making it work. We also shouldn't ignore this up here, but it is only day 4. So I think we're probably okay. As long as this is also set to close above a contamination level, then we know we're doing okay. We're doing okay. And this is actually going faster than I thought it would. Water levels are rebounding nicely. If I have this set carefully, I might be able to increase the water level in here enough to start pumping from here, but at the same time, I don't think we really need to worry about it. I think it's fine. Yeah, should be, at least. This, of course, has not been built because it is deeply deprioritized. But we're also not really begging for planks or gears. If anything, we need to have the gravity batteries. But I don't have enough metal to really be messing with it that much. And I guess we should continue making metal as much as we can, since that guy's spending time over there. Look how fast they're building this. That's cool. It's actually really good that they haven't built this bit, because then I'll actually pause all these above a certain height so that they can maybe not all the way out to there, so they can build this bottom bit a lot quicker. It's only day 6 of the cycle. We got some time, because this is a much shorter route than going all the way up here. And if they can build down, then from up they can build down. From up they can build down. Yeah, great English there. Okay, so they're waiting on that to build the rest of this. All right, that works. They can come down from here too, as long as I don't have these paused. Nope, I sure don't. All right, is it worth? Absolutely, it's going to be worth having a builder's hut so we can have additional builders. And in terms of where to put it, oh, that'll fit nicely right there. Build a builder's hut, so I can hire some friends for you guys. Make this twice as fast. So they should start doing that. Water levels continue to rise in our storage. What's our capacity again? 1170, okay. Well, we could stand to have some more, but if we can get this done, we're going to be in really good shape. Really, really good shape. So we'll see this come online in the very near future when they bring everything in for that. Very good progress here. Because then we can just divert a whole bunch of these guys to come build stuff, because we know it's not going to be a slow process anymore. There we go. We already got them, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, cool. It actually took them only one away from the hauling post. I don't know where the other ones came from. What else was deprioritized that I forgot about? Oh, the inventors. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That is more than okay. In fact, that's very good. And we got 8 of these guys coming in here, bringing our logs and our planks and everything in. They're definitely waiting on that. Yep, they'll come back to this when it's time. We do want to start refilling this reservoir before too long, though, because that would be a shame if we did all this work and then couldn't even use it. But my thinking is it's more important to finish this than it is to finish that little line right there, because this is also a reservoir. And if it's automatically operating, this will just refill itself. I won't keep it at 0.85. I'll have to lower it down to, like, I don't know, 0.5 or something. But then no water will ever come through here, and it'll just automatically release it, just as soon as it needs it. And that's pretty cool. I really like this new sluice mechanic when we can use it correctly. That's the key. Everything else... Yep, got a couple of chestnuts we can plant. Eventually this tapper shack will get built, but right now we're not really worried about it. We don't need those things quite yet. Food-wise, again, we've never been using more than we could store in the same time period, so while it is a little dumb to have all this stuff in our fields that we haven't harvested and can't put anywhere, at the same time, we have more than enough food. Once we have enough planks to start building the large storages, we will do that. We will replace all of this stuff, but for the time being, everything is looking pretty okay. So I wonder if they're going to build these. Okay, yeah, they are. They're bringing different pieces in. That's too far from a... Can they not build up on top of a sluice gate? Well, that's interesting if that's a thing. I didn't think that would be a thing. Oh, well. We'll get it figured out, I guess. Okay, day 9. I'm pretty sure if I were to just pause this for a moment, or not pause it, I mean close the close these sluice gates. We can let a little bit of water build up. By a little bit, I mean a lot of bit. And then as soon as I reopen it, it shouldn't all immediately come out. It definitely will come out, but it shouldn't all immediately come out. Famous last words, right? Well, we've got a little bit of room here. Let this build up a little bit. Water levels continuing to rise in a good way. Now, if I turn this into automatic mode again, I know it's going to let water out, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't come out at such a volume that it's going to completely overwhelm what we've got going on here. And we'll still keep this level relatively high. Yeah, okay. Okay, it is flooding a little bit, but it goes away. Yep. That will go away once the surge stops. Yeah, looking good. Making good progress on this. Boy, it sure would be nice if this was finished in this episode, but I know that's not I know that's not how this is going to work. Because it never really does. But we do have all of our logs here. So that's good at the very least. They just have to do what they got to do at the speed they want to do it. That's just the way it works. I think that's going to be fantastic. So, oh, the roof's got built. Nice, nice. Monument for farmers. You know what we could do? We have the science. Let's unlock it. And then, is there a good central location I can pop this thing in? What direction is he facing? Do we want him to go this way or this way? I think this way would be good. That's going to get most of our stuff. And they are going to be able to build him, but he is going to be the low priority. We'll get to him eventually. Water level is gone down a tiny bit, but still looking fine. Now there's going to be a limit to how far they can build without having paths. But I think for right now we're looking okay. Yeah, the thing that is kind of killing us is how long it takes to go around all of this. But there's not really any other option we've got. They got to go somewhere. Got to make it work. It would be funny if this got built first. I know it's not going to because of the way the queue works. But yeah, we're looking good. We got 1,000 water stored up. Yeah, that's nice. Considering where we were in the start of this episode, where we were basically in panic mode. Well, we weren't basically in panic mode. We were in panic mode. I will take this any day. Now, of course, probably what's going to happen is we're going to get a bad tide now, and I'm going to have to eat my words. But if we have 1,000 water stored up, we are A-okay. I would feel a whole lot better if this was a little bit closer to completion, but that's one of those things that we're just going to kind of have to hope gets done sooner rather than later. Not too much else we can do to speed it up. They're doing their best. They're doing their best. I guess we could build another builder's hut, but that would be kind of pointless at this point, because we'd just be taking beavers away from their other jobs, which we don't necessarily want to do. So we haven't made any cattail crackers yet because I haven't built a bakery. We do have a full thing of cattail flour, so why don't we... This doesn't require power. But why don't we just build... I don't really have a great place to put this, do I? We'll just put a bakery right here. Set this for cattail crackers. We have the gears, kind of. No, we do. We have the planks and we have the logs. So I will actually, for the sake of our beavers, I will super prioritize this bakery so we can make the cattail crackers and be one step closer to having a more comprehensive food solution. Because right now, though, cattail flour they can't use. Okay, good. It's a drought and not a bad tide. We're in good shape, friends. This isn't going to be complete in time, but it's going to have made some good progress. So I'm going to close this to get this back up to where it needs to be. Then, of course, we'll have to do this again right before the drought starts, and that will be when this episode ends. But I think it would be great if we could have this as done as possible so we could store a little bit more water here. And now they're going to be able to build that up. Just got to take our time with everything. Make sure we're not making any stupid mistakes, because we know how much fun we have doing that stuff. But, yeah, okay. And we're going to open it now. Yep, this is starting. Making progress, folks. Making progress. Gonna have a little bit of surge happen, but that's the way it goes. We've got Peach Jackson in here making cattail crackers for us. And pretty soon the beavers will be eating good. I wonder what those taste like, the cattail crackers. So I remember as a kid finding those things on like the shore of a pond or something. Like, oh, cool, looks like a corn dog. It's not a corn dog. Don't bite it. Not that I ever did that, of course, but the contents of the inside of a cattail are disappointingly very not much like the inside of a corn dog. So I don't know, maybe it tastes better to beavers than to people who have definitely never eaten one of those or tried to. I'm not going to name any names, but if they get enjoyment out of it, then so be it. That is fine by me. Look at that, they're already going for it. And we should see the well-being increase as well. Yeah, going right up. That's going to be out of 2. Maybe next time we can get into wheat and bread, since our farm situation is looking very stable. And then, of course, we have chestnuts. We haven't harvested any of those yet, but we do have the ability to grill chestnuts. I do have 2 grills. We just haven't gotten our chestnuts grown up enough to actually do too much yet. So it's a process. Everything is a process. You just got to make sure you're doing your best and not making too many stupid mistakes, and then everything ends up being just fine. I do wish they could get to this one, but I think the sluice gate is kind of ruining that for everybody. I don't think I can get a scaffolding built in time, so this isn't going to have very much in the way of actual water storage behind it. But that's okay, because we have full... close enough. We have full water. Not technically full food, but we've got tons of food. We've got 50-some beavers. You know, we're not growing the population as fast as we have in some other playthroughs, but I think, barring the pretty stupid mistakes I've made the past couple episodes with regard to the water situation, I think we've done pretty well. Pretty well. Growing at a reasonable pace. Not super fast, but not super slow either. And a couple of you were joking around in the comments saying, why are their episodes so short when they're, 55 minutes? I guess I still consider that kind of a long episode. But you get one over an hour. So if you don't like long episodes, sorry about you. But everybody really seems to like those. So that's where we're going to leave it, folks. Drought started, cycle 11. I will go ahead and close this just so we can preserve our water up here. And then we'll let these guys do what they've got to do. This I will go ahead and close above downstream depth of 0.5, which will keep this closed. The floodgates are, what, 0.66 or something? I'm pretty sure. Or they could be 0.5 and I could just be super wrong. But they actually... I guess it's not keeping that up very well, huh? Well, okay, we'll leave this at 0.5. There's not much water behind there anyway, at least not right now. But this is a good opportunity for us to take a break here and then come back to this next time. We made a lot of progress. We really did. I was a little concerned that we wouldn't be able to get much of anything accomplished today because we'd be worrying about all of the water situation, but we got that taken care of. And in fact, it's so taken care of, I'm going to pause these pumps so we don't suck all this water up. But we've got 1,100 stored. We've got plenty of stuff for these beavers to do, plenty of stuff for them to get into. And of course, we'll be continuing this long term. And next episode of this is going to be out on Wednesday. New schedule for this series is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the time being. We're going to move water beavers to the Thursday, Sunday slot. Prison architect to the Saturday slot. And then Tuesdays are probably going to stay with the penguins. At least for a little while. And just as a heads up, we are going to have some of those episodes pre-recorded before I go out of town for a little bit of time. So the beard booster listings are not always going to be up to date. I'm going to try my best to keep those up to date, but if I make a video before I leave and I schedule it to be posted after I leave, then obviously I'm not going to be able to keep up if there's changes or additions or anything. But rest assured, I am keeping up in real time as they are added, so new videos produced from that time forward will have those credits in there. And of course, I always appreciate all of the support, no matter if you're a beard booster or not, but those folks, especially in the past week or so, with the generosity of those in chat, have really come together to, I guess, save the save the near-term future of the YouTube channel, because a lot of the stuff, views and ad revenue and all that, has been down substantially over the past couple months. But we're back in it now, boys and girls. We're having a great time. The sport really and truly does make a huge difference in my life and my ability to continue to focus on YouTube and not have to go run off and do all sorts of other stuff. So I really appreciate all the support. Sincerely, it means the world to me. I treasure the ability to get to do this with you guys and just have a good time playing good games and enjoying a fantastic community. So whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you back on Wednesday for the next episode of this one. And if you're following the penguins, that video tomorrow. If you're not, that's okay. We're having a good time anyway, and we'll be happy to have you back whenever you want to be here. But that's it, friends. Take care. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.